Alright, welcome back Twitch and YouTube to just another game, Master Detective Archives Rain Code. And we are ready to pick up at the Mystery Labyrinth, and I am both looking forward to this and dreading it. I wonder if anybody has had the time in the intervening, since I was gonna say in the time in the intervening time since we played this, but that's a really weird sense. Anyway, if anybody has, are you gonna do this? Is that me? Or is that you? Do I need to change controllers? I think I'm gonna change control. How much? Alright, I think I'm gonna change controllers. I really wanted to try to do this with the Pro controller, but if it's doing that already, I need to replace this damn thing, it's so old. How much power does this controller have? I've been using it for a while. It's probably fine. Guess I'll use this one. Hopefully by the time I need to use the other one, I won't have to worry about the L button. Alright, start over. Alright, welcome back Twitch and YouTube to just another game, Master Detective Archives Rain Code, and we are ready to pick up at the Mystery Labyrinth. I wonder if anybody has had the time to maybe solve this case since I last streamed this, but I bet you'll kind of pick up on some of the idiosyncrasies of this case as we go forward. It's like any other case, it's not what it appears. Let's get started. A drone car that will autonomously deliver you from departure to tomorrow. That's a really weird tagline because it sounds like it's going to run you over. Ameno Torrefone. I'll never learn how to pronounce that. I wonder what that actually says in Japanese.
Again with the falling. Why can't it ever be a gentle landing? Oh, Vivia. This is called the Mystery Labyrinth.
So, this place is a physical manifestation of mysteries from the case?
You can tell? Oh, well, anyway, this actually isn't my forte. It's...
Due to the power of death. Her, right?
Huh?
So you really could see me this whole time?
He could?
It's due to my spiritual affinity. Ever since I was young, I've been able to see otherworldly things. My forte was gained through training that innate talent. Though, I wasn't able to see her clearly like this before. I could tell you were talking to some haze following you around, but that was it. Until one day, I used my spectral projection at the agency, and saw that death got clear as crystal. After that, I did some research. I discovered that the WDO Underground Book Vault held something called the Book of Death. And also, that someone had taken it.
Did I take it? Before I lost my memories?
I don't know. Since you're a rookie, I doubt you'd have access to the book vault. Only a handful of people have WDO clearance for that.
Just a handful?
Anyway, you've been using this ability to solve the other cases up till now, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, this is also related to the mysterious deaths of all those culprits? My guess is, clearing a labyrinth, a materialization of a mystery, causes its true perpetrator to die. If that's the case, you've killed a lot of people with your own hands, Yuma.
Well, I didn't really kill anyone. It's just what happens when...
Nope. I may be the one reaping their souls, but the blood is still on your hands.
What? Hey!
No point in pretending to be a goody two-shoes. You're risking your life to solve these mysteries.
I see. So you're determined to do this, huh? Sorry, but I don't think I have that kind of conviction myself. So, I think I'll take a nap here while you go and risk your life.
You can sleep if you want, but you won't be able to get out.
Is that so?
If you're not with Master when and if he solves the labyrinth, this place will collapse around you. Well, if you don't have any regrets in the real world, you're free to die here.
Regrets? I don't have any of those, but there are still some things I've left unfinished. Especially after you exposed the mystery of this case.
What do you mean by that?
I'll be perfectly clear. I'm just going to tag along. I'll leave the heavy lifting to you.
I don't care what you do, just don't get in our way. Well, Master, let's do the usual.
Yeah, okay.
Master, are you ready to give your life for the truth?
I am.
So this should probably illustrate that Vivia is actually frighteningly intelligent.
Is that sword for cutting through mysteries? This place must be pretty dangerous.
He basically is a genius, and that's another reason why he's so unmotivated to do anything, because he's very rarely challenged.
Here you go, Master.
Halara
Here's your
already
solution.
said that he's
Is that
he's
key
unparalleled as a
something
detective,
like a
but he
clue
doesn't
for the case?
actually acknowledge it.
Wow. Looks like you're ready to go.
Could you be more of a downer? Whatever. I'm gonna ignore you. So let's go and unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Let's hunt down this culprit who preys on the truth.
We have to walk? This is unbearable.
Come on! You're bumming me out here.
I thought you were going to ignore him.
Depressed Green versus Psycho Pink. Which Psycho Pink is actually a TV trope.
Say, Vivia,
Good lord, you're tall.
do you remember anything about the case?
You mean Dr. Huesca's murder? Or are you talking about when Chief Yako was attacked?
Huh? You remember? Everyone else that came here lost their memories.
That's pretty rare. Must be because of his whole spiritual thing.
So the others lost their memories. That's why no one remembers this death god.
She's pretty hard to forget otherwise.
How rude of them. It's thanks to yours truly that those cases got solved.
That reminds me, I used my coalescence with Fubuki before Vivia. But Vivia is the only one who came into the Mystery Labyrinth.
I guess coalescence got overwritten. Maybe it only takes the most recent ability. I don't know either.
You don't know? But coalescence is your power, Shinigami.
Relax, will ya? Minor detail.
You would have been better off with Fubuki. She would have been far more useful for this case.
It doesn't matter anyway. No one can use their forte here.
Oh. So now I really don't have to do anything. Thank goodness. What a relief.
You lazy motherfucker.
Jeez! You ever think your lack of motivation could be contagious?
Hey, relax.
You lazy ass motherfucker. Don't know how that got turned down so low. I don't think that actually affects the stream though. I think it just affects
Ooh,
me.
there's that mystery!
Except for the broadcast, the microphone. Oh, time for blood.
I told you to stop surprising me like that.
I thought this labyrinth would only require your wits. But it looks like it's going to take more than that, Yuma.
Well, he doesn't
sick.
have a whole lot of wits, so he doesn't have a choice.
I'm gonna see if this actually changes anything. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. Alright. Well, this should definitely make it easier to hear. I don't know why it was so low.
Huh? Why didn't a problem appear?
Not only was there no problem, no choice appeared either. Master, maybe you don't even know which mystery to start with to solve this case.
Maybe I don't have enough blood.
There's so many unknowns. I'm honestly feeling lost right now.
Come on! You gotta know where to start with this stuff, or you won't be able to solve a single thing. Let's decide that for now. What's the first mystery of this case?
The first mystery is the fact that Dr. Huesca was murdered in a completely locked room with no way in or out. The doctor was located deep in the critical lab, behind layers of security. And yet, he was found stabbed to death. We were the first to discover the body. At the time, we were controlling the robot, Amapel. Because of that, we were thought to be the culprits, but we obviously aren't. So how did the culprit get in and out of the doctor's lab? That's what I don't know.
But the culprit is definitely the hitman, right?
I think so, but I'm not absolutely sure. Besides, even if the hitman did it, there's the question of who hired him. But there's no doubt the hitman stabbed Chief Yako. That's the only thing I'm absolutely certain about.
Peacekeepers?
Oh, I bet I know
Ward's
what's
garbage.
going on here.
What are you doing here?
Yomi Hell Smile.
So the director of the Peacekeepers is here.
Yeah, but he's just part of the Mystery Labyrinth.
I figured. In other words, he's a monster created from the labyrinth, right?
Man, you're handy to
Right.
have around. I don't have to explain anything.
Pieces of shit. You're disturbing the peace of Khan I wore.
Ah,
This guy
Psycho
doesn't seem like an
Yami.
easy opponent.
But we
Slip
have
her
no
up.
choice. For Chief Yako, for everyone.
You killed Dr. Weska, didn't you? Turn yourselves in so I can torture you to death!
Alright, what do we got? Reasoning deathmatch! Round 1. Fight! Alright, security power supply, toxic gas, properties of the shoe print.
You're the ones who killed Dr. Weska. You disarmed the security system to the doctor's lab,
Okay, I
and then murdered him inside.
think I know what I'm gonna have to do.
Until you actually entered the lab. The security system for the critical
No, the security did stay active.
lab stayed active. It's impossible to bypass the system while it's active.
Okay, it hung
In
down
other
on me.
words, no one can enter the doctor's lab. There couldn't be an intruder. Which makes you the culprit.
Right.
Yeah, it would have been pretty tough to get through the security system to enter the critical lab.
But
But the doctor died before we got inside, which means there had to have been an intruder. Anyway, let's take another look at the solution keys to see if any evidence stands out.
You're the ones who killed Dr.
So it's
Weska.
not the power supply, probably.
You disarmed the security system to the doctor's lab. And then murdered him
No,
inside.
okay. Hang on a sec. Toxic gas properties. Super?
Until you actually entered the lab, the security system for the critical lab stayed active. It's impossible to bypass the system while it's active. In other words, no one can enter the doctor's lab. There couldn't be an intruder.
Yeah, super.
when the body was first discovered, Amapal was about to enter the doctor's lab. But something bumped into it and knocked it over. In fact, there was a mark on Amapal's head, like someone kicked it. That mark wasn't there when we borrowed it. It's proof that someone else was in the lab.
You call that evidence?
It is pretty weak, I agree.
Is bullshit the only thing that comes out of that mouth?
I eat with my ass and I poop with my mouth. Just like Mom taught.
Don't make me laugh. Shit!
Just to repel.
There was an intruder? That's impossible!
Okay.
And in fact, you proved that yourself!
That claim doesn't hold up.
No, I proved there was an intruder. Weren't you listening?
What do you mean? We proved there wasn't an intruder.
You still don't understand? Don't make me laugh! If there was another intruder, Then where did they go? By the time you arrived at the scene,
God damn it.
there was no one else, right? There's no place to hide in the critical lab.
Okay,
There's no way they got
I need
past
to
it.
use that at that point.
Or are you saying they slipped away and you missed it?
Actually, nope.
That's
I'd already
obviously
dodged it.
impossible. Isn't that funny? You just proved you committed the crime.
Okay, I think I know which statement I need to use. It's true we didn't see anyone on our way to the lab after disabling the security.
What does that mean?
How could the culprit have hidden from us? For now, let's check the solution keys. You might find a useful clue.
If there was another intruder, then where did they go?
Alright, goddammit.
By the time you arrived at the scene, there was no one else, right? There's no place to hide in the critical lab.
I'll slash through this mystery.
There's one place to hide, and that's the airlock decontamination device.
There's a hiding spot. It's inside the airlock's decontamination device.
I feel this is a little loud. I'm gonna
The
turn that
vents
down a
cover
bit.
can be easily removed, and there's just enough space for someone to fit inside. If they hid inside the decontamination device, we wouldn't have seen them when we arrived at the scene.
So what? You've got it all wrong anyway. Everything is wrong. Your existence is all wrong. Have fun chasing that fake truth you found.
I don't remember Sephiroth using a chainsword, but it's pretty cool, so I'll let it pass. It's kind of like Sephiroth meets Ivy. Well, now we can figure out what we're supposed to
managed
solve
to
here.
defeat him this time, but it's not over yet.
He sure is persistent, huh?
Anyway, there's no doubt someone else was inside the doctor's lab. So let's unravel each mystery one at a time.
All right, we'll get it this time.
More blood. Why do I have to... Okay. This is just how it works.
Come on, why does it have to be so sudden?
Okay, now that we've wedged our way into this mystery, we just gotta head through the labyrinth and reach the truth!
Sephiroth took a visit to the 40K. Was there an intruder? Well, there would have had to been. The mark proves that.
Right here!
We're just now getting to the point. What a pain.
Hey, don't sigh, this is a good thing!
Sorry.
Hi, Nick. I didn't fuck up. I got the right answer.
Anyway, let's head inside.
There was an intruder for sure! We know someone bumped into
Nice.
Amapal.
The culprit probably hit Amapel on their way out.
Kicked. Poor Amapal.
But they must have intended to leave the lab. But they couldn't because we were in the front chamber. So they hid inside the decontamination device to avoid us.
So, if you checked inside the decontamination device on the way to the scene,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
would
yeah.
have caught the culprit then and there.
Didn't know it could open.
Yeah, but it was an emergency and we had no idea they were in there.
It's super lame to make up excuses, Master!
It's not an excuse, but it is true. If I had thought about why Amapal was knocked over at that time, I would have realized the culprit was in there. We could have waited in ambush or searched for them. And if I'd caught the culprit then, Chief Yako wouldn't have gotten stabbed.
Master, wallowing in regret is even lamer. If you have time for that, you have time to keep going.
Right.
Shinigami may be morally ambiguous, but she does have good advice from time to time. She does know her job. How's fishing, Nick?
Really? Another fork in the path.
Alright, more blood. Never gonna give plasma at this rate. How did the
Seems
culprit
like we're
enter the
finally at
lab?
the central question. This is the first step to solving how the culprit committed an impossible murder.
I leave the rest to you. I'm going to read a book or something.
You can
Cool
bring
and
your own
foggy.
stuff into the mystery labyrinth?
He's just special.
Shinigami's not gonna explain this. I'll leave it to you to solve this one, Yuma. Alright. How did the culprit enter the lab? Deactivated security by cutting power. Never entered in the first place. Invited in by the doctor.
Come on!
Show the good for nothing anemic vampire. What's up with your killer deductions, master? Okay, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more context, but we know that this is impossible. And we don't have any evidence for this. But maybe the culprit never entered in the first place.
Right here!
Culprit never entered? But you said there's no doubt the culprit was in there.
Perhaps the intruder is not the culprit after all.
So you're saying that the doctor committed suicide?
No,
If the
Okay.
doctor committed suicide, then the
that's
culprit
not right,
wasn't
and we
the
ran into a
intruder,
dead end.
but the doctor himself.
But if the doctor did it, there would be no intruder. The doctor was already in the lab.
Okay, then it must be the doctor. Oh, no.
Huh? A trap?
Yeah, I
Guess
didn't
you
think
were
we
wrong,
had.
Yuma. Well, I already knew that
Okay, I
before
didn't think
you
we had
entered.
the evidence to support the doctor invited him in, and the reason why I wanted some context is the events of this case are a little bit fluid with how the mystery labyrinth could want you to solve it. So I guess we got this part
Why
wrong.
didn't you tell me?
You wanted me to tell you? You should have said so earlier. People only grow by learning from past mistakes, which is why I.
This isn't gonna
purposely-
save us.
Master, we have to get out of here!
No, God.
How do we get out?
Use logic to show how this route is the wrong one!
Or
Alright, I'll
maybe I
try.
was supposed to do this one. Well, now I'm confused. It has been a little while. Why is the doctor committed suicide not correct? The stab wound's on the back. Maybe this is another one where I have to solve all three.
That's right. The doctor was stabbed 3 times in the back.
Maybe there is no right answer
One
yet.
stab would have indicated that he held the knife in place, then fell on it to kill himself. But he couldn't have made 3 wounds like that. There's no way it was a suicide.
It has been a while since I've done this case. I know what the solution is. I don't necessarily remember all the details of this one.
Well, I may have messed up, but at least we got a little closer to the truth.
But I
Maybe,
suspect
but if you hadn't messed up in the first place, you wouldn't have to come up with such a lame excuse.
given the fact that we just had to
I
do
know.
that this is
I'll
another one
do
where
better next time.
we have to solve all 3 routes and prove why they're wrong in order to find the right one. Just like we did in chapter 2. because we know for a fact that the power was not cut, or even if the power was cut, it wouldn't have affected the critical lab. And we don't have enough evidence to support the doctor inviting somebody in, especially since he was paranoid. He shut himself in there to be protected. So yeah, now that I'm thinking about this, this is something where we probably have to prove all three deductions wrong. So let's start with the easier one. We know this is wrong. Actually, you know what? If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna prove this one is wrong instead. If we can prove this one wrong and that's what we're supposed to do, we know we can prove the other one wrong. If we prove the other one wrong and we don't know, and that's not what we're supposed to do, then we're just wasting time. But yeah, this is another dead end.
Invited the culprit in? But why?
Things are so muddled now because we're assuming the culprit forced their way inside. If the culprit was invited to the lab, then he easily would have been able to enter.
Ah, so you think the doctor disabled the security? He wouldn't need it if he was expecting a guest.
Okay, yeah, we are absolutely going to have to prove this one wrong.
Huh? This route is wrong too? Again?
No need to worry, Yuma. I don't mind it at all if we can't find a way to move forward.
Less walking.
Even I'm losing motivation. You can take care of this on your own, can't you, Master?
Don't let him influence you!
Bouncy, bouncy. Why is invited in by the doctor not correct? Well, the security lab. The security log of the critical lab. Whenever the security system is turned on or off, the data is automatically recorded. Records show the security system was disabled an hour ago. It has not been turned back on since. Yuma and Company used Amapal to disable the security. The last time it was disabled before that was 90 days ago. In other words, until Yuma and Company disabled it, the security system had been running without issue for the past 90 days.
The log on the doctor's computer didn't show any signs of security getting shut down. If that's the case, he certainly didn't cut security just to let someone in.
No excuses, Master. Do it again.
You're tired, Yuma. Why don't you lie down for a bit?
That will kill me, Vivia.
Resting here wouldn't help me at all.
Vivia sure is demotivational. But if he kept his memories, he may know something he doesn't think we're gonna want to find out. All right, let's go through this path. We know it's wrong.
Right here!
The culprit
The
used
blue
the
path.
blackout to slip past security and into the
The
lab.
path of wisdom,
That
or
answer
not.
is pretty simple. Almost too simple.
Yep, it is too simple. I like this blue though.
What? This was the last route!
That doesn't make it the right one.
This labyrinth is a tricky one. It's like one of those old detective novels. Perhaps you're the real culprit, Yuma.
Really, Master?
It might have been me.
Of course not!
If it was,
We need to
if
get
I was
out of
ever going to
here.
be the real culprit, it would have been the Amaterasu Express. Why is deactivated security by cutting power? Well, the security power supply. The critical lab security system operates on a separate power system than what is managed in the electrical room. That's an easy one.
doctor said the critical lab was on a separate grid, and the lab switchboard wasn't in the electrical room. The security wouldn't shut off, even if there was a blackout in the building.
All right, we've proved 3 possibilities wrong.
What's going on?
So what is
Were all 3 routes wrong?
the correct possibility?
I wonder what it means.
Door! Oh, hey.
Hey, there's another door.
If only we had looked.
Get it! Since we proved that every possibility was wrong, a new one has appeared.
If only we had looked slightly to the right.
Interesting. The Mystery Labyrinth not only materializes the case, but also changes based on your investigation.
Right. Something felt off about those other routes. It's almost like we were forced to choose the wrong way.
But by eliminating each wrong answer one by one, you opened the path to the right answer.
Or another wrong answer.
You sound disappointed.
Who cares? Let's just see what's in the final route.
More blood. More blood. Entered and
They
killed
used
via
projection to
spectral
enter and
projection.
Kill him?
Vivia!
Then, the culprit is... I can't believe the culprit entered the labyrinth with us. That's never happened before. How dare you trick me! There is no escape! Once the mystery labyrinth is solved, the culprit will be judged! Master, let's finish up this mystery labyrinth and boom kill this dude!
Hold on!
Spiritual projections can't kill people. Specifically, spectral projection can't affect anything in the material world. So we know this one is wrong too.
Huh? Another trap?
That's why I said to wait. There's no way Vivi is the culprit.
Then prove it and beat this thing!
This is more like 4
I
things.
won't be convinced until you do!
As heard from Vivia, the traits of ghost form are as follows. You cannot touch anything while using spectral projection. It cannot take over someone else's body, nor can it be heard.
To begin with, nothing can be touched while in ghost form. He couldn't have held the murder weapon, the knife. So it's not possible that he stabbed the doctor. Now do you trust Vivia?
No.
Master, I've said this 1,000 times, but a detective must suspect everything. Besides, it's his fault for being so sketchy. The way he looks, how he talks, everything is super suspicious.
Well, that's rude.
Sorry. I do try to stay out of sight.
Anyway, let's go back.
Are you gonna make me go through the loading screen again? Probably. Yep.
If he's not the culprit, then we're back to square one.
Let's try going back to the fork in the path. Maybe something else changed.
I love these effects. I mean, I know it's a glorified loading screen, but it's really it's a really fucking cool looking one.
Nothing's changed.
There aren't any new doors. What? There's nowhere
There's
to
a bunch
go?
of posing, dancing
What was
skeletons.
the point of eliminating all the other paths?
Come on.
Don't start with that again. How How about you help us for a change? You better cooperate, unless you want to get chopped up by Master Solution Blade.
Gonna get chopped up by those
Hold on,
thighs.
Shinigami.
I don't want to get chopped up. I dislike pain immensely.
Why do you carry around a box cutter and a
You know,
syringe then?
The journey up to now wasn't a waste. We did eliminate many possibilities.
But that means nothing if we can't reach the truth.
Nothing. Why do you want the truth in the first place?
Huh?
It's easy to say you want the truth. But are you sure you can handle it?
Not gonna say that.
No
I'm not gonna
matter
ma- I'm
how
not-
cruel that truth may be.
You're very close to me.
Can I handle it?
I'm not gonna say it. I won't.
I'm still not sure if you're the kind of person who can. I bet you're not sure either. That's why you're still so hesitant. This mystery labyrinth also reflects your reluctance. Maybe that's why you can't reach the truth.
What are you talking about? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I won't hesitate to expose the truth.
So you still haven't realized it? Guess you're not quite there yet. Well, that's fine for now. But eventually, you'll be forced to make a choice. When that happens, you'll have to prove your conviction and expose the truth, like you said.
Enough nonsense. Let's find some
So that basically
clues.
just says Vivia has definitely
As
already
an
solved
apology
this.
for the distraction, let me tell you something. This labyrinth appears to change shape by reflecting our investigation. So, instead of following the revealed path, isn't it possible to carve your own path?
Carve my own path? That's right, Shinigami! We can create new routes with our own deductions. Maybe we can do it here.
Sometimes, just a slight change in perspective is enough to completely change how you see things.
So if I change my perspective here, I might see something new. I see. I was so focused on how to overcome the security system. But that's not right. I need to change my perspective and think about who could have overcome it.
Don't box yourself in with your own assumptions.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
I hate when the anemic vampire tells us what to do. But if Master wants to, then fine. I'll lend you my power. Lay it all out, Master.
You just wanted to wear the swimsuit again. Don't lie. And it's Shinigami puzzle time.
Are you ready to play the
Who
Shinigami
is
puzzle?
capable of overcoming the security system? Let's see here. What do we got? We got Double Z. We got KI. All right.
You're wrong.
Oh, that's the wrong A. This is the one I wanted.
Nice.
We proved it that Amapal is capable of overcoming the system. I don't know why I thought I had to start with A minus or A dash. Looks like
That's right.
the other letters would have spelled Fubuki, and that was definitely wrong. Oh, I just need the L. I wasn't looking properly. There we go.
That's right!
Amapal is your friend.
A new route appeared.
This is all thanks to me!
The power of fan service.
Perhaps I said too much. Well, nothing has been solved yet.
I wish you'd express yourself a little better. How can we tell if you're happy or sad?
I've never been happy or sad in my entire life. I want to die someday.
This guy's hopeless!
Anyway, let's explore this new route.
Alright. I will say that Shinigami Puzzle actually contained a clever hint as to the culprit, but I'm not going to say what it was right now. It's something I definitely didn't notice on my first playthrough.
The only option we know of is Amapal.
True, and that's how we were able to get through security ourselves.
But it's just a toy robot, right? How is it related to the case?
I don't know yet, but since Amapal can get through security, it must be important.
And don't go back and look to find out what it was. No cheating.
It's sealed off here, too.
Hey, there's an intercom. Maybe someone will respond if you use it.
You do
No
have the
way.
boobs. Oh, hey, he's fine.
Huh? Doctor?
Huh? Wait. What the? Wait. Who are you? Help! Somebody come help me!
Isn't this the footage of when the doctor was attacked?
Yeah, you're right.
The mystery materialized. Must be related to what the doctor just said.
No! Who are you was directed at
So
whom?
the question is, who did the doctor say, who are you, to? Well, I'll leave it to you.
I don't get how you can keep reading at a time like this.
Who are you was directed at whom? Well, we know that there is only one working Amapal. And so far we've only proved that Amapal is the one who can penetrate security. So that kind of rules out, at least for the time being, the culprit. So if we eliminate those two possibilities, maybe the doctor was talking to no one.
The trap didn't activate. Does that mean we found the right answer? Huh? So the right answer is no one? Why would the doctor say, "Who are you?" if no one was there?
The security was still active at the time, so no one could enter the doctor's lab, right? And that was before I borrowed Amapal. So the only explanation is that no one was there.
Why would he say that if no one was there?
I think if we go there, we'll find the answer.
What? That route's obviously just a side road. Who cares what the old geezer was thinking anyway?
Love her little
But it
wiggle
looks
feet.
like this is the only way we can go. Besides, I am curious about what was going through his mind. It could be an important factor in solving the mystery behind this case.
Still, being forced to take a side route is too much trouble. Makes me wish I was dead.
Well, you can sit here and read. I'm sure it'll come back. What was the doctor's motive? Don't look at my butt.
So, Master, do you have an idea about what the geezer was thinking?
Not yet, but I think it has to do with why he said, "Who are you?" I think the doctor was putting on an act.
An act? Really?
The doctor put on an act for a reason, but I have no idea why. We have to figure that out by going down this doctor's motive route.
Definitely a good thing I did not try to do this Friday. Oh hey, you're back. It's him, your boy, Yomi Hell Smile.
He's here too?
You rats keep scurrying around. Do you really think you'll discover Dr. Weska's motive this way? Good luck with that, morons! He had no motive at all!
Well, then he definitely had a
He
motive.
said there's nothing here. Let's head back.
We can't do that! If he's trying to block our path, then this route must be important.
Nah, fine.
I love
I'm
Vivia.
only here because you maggots piss me off.
Vivia's great.
So, I'm gonna end you here and now!
Reasoning deathmatch, round 2. Discuss. The doctor's notes, the photo, or the doctor's email records.
This was all part of the doctor's plan? He didn't have a plan at all. That exchange on the intercom wasn't an act. There was no reason to put on a show. The doctor misunderstood.
Ah.
You probably don't know this. Weska put his soul into his work.
Dangles.
Her research was going well. The doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
Alright, that I feel like is wrong, and I think the email records prove it. The email records of Dr. Weska and Anonymous, there is regular communication between them until just recently. According to the records, Dr. Weska was planning to escape from Kanai Ward.
This is the truth! No! The doctor was planning on betraying Amaterasu Corporation. He was trying to escape Kanai Ward. He said so in the messages he wrote.
You little...
Why can't I have this as a glam?
Yomi's rebuttal? What was that? What was he trying to deny? Why was he covering up the doctor's motives?
It would be. I would love that as a glam.
It seems that this case involves the inner workings of Amaterasu.
Right. The doctor was going to betray Amaterasu. And whoever he was emailing knew that. So the doctor locked himself in the lab to protect himself from that person.
Perhaps the doctor's act had something to do with that.
Well, there's only a few people it could be, isn't it?
It's the security gate. Everything's locked up.
You don't even ask How did the doctor plan to escape Kanai
Which
Ward?
means this is a complex problem. We have to choose the right door and insert the correct solution key.
This is way more hassle than before. Guess I'll leave it to you, Yuma.
As always.
Alright, we have terrorist bombing, the blackout, or swapping places. The terrorist bombing, if that were the case, he would have left last chapter. We wouldn't be dealing with him at all. The blackout, it's on a separate power grid, so he would have had to cut the power to his own security himself, and if he was afraid of whoever was coming, then he definitely wouldn't have done that. What about swapping places? A notebook found on the doctor's desk. It has diagrams of a person being splashed with sulfuric acid. Doing this would cause the clothes and skin to melt, rendering the victim unrecognizable. What was the doctor trying to do?
Oh, the door actually opened. I knew I could let Yuma handle it.
Are you sure you aren't a phantom?
Shouldn't you know?
So the doctor tried to swap places with someone else to escape from Amaterasu. The notes he left behind in the lab hinted at his plan.
You mean the diagram with the sulfuric acid being poured on someone?
Yeah, he was going to swap places with a corpse, then melt it with acid. He wanted to disfigure it beyond recognition. That's how he planned to fake his own death.
At the very least, it'd buy him enough time to escape Kanai Ward. Or so he thought.
Wow! Melting a corpse with sulfuric
Oh god, you're
acid?
turned on. Look at those hips.
Yay! So cool and grotesque! So who was the substitute supposed to be?
Maybe the hitman. The doctor was under surveillance by Amaterasu, but he was still looking for a chance to escape. When he learned a hitman was after him, he figured his chance had arrived. The doctor was hoping to use the security system to kill the hitman and use the body as a decoy.
Now that I think about it,
Yes.
the doctor did seem to be waiting
Is
for
the
hitman to
hitman here
arrive.
yet?
The hitman hasn't arrived yet. When will he show up? Don't tell me this so-called first-rate hitman was captured by peacekeepers.
But the hitman never did show up. That's why the doctor had a sudden change of plans.
And that was the act he put on by asking you, "Who are you?"
Perhaps that was a trap to lure you in, Yuma.
But I am very small.
He was trying to lure Master?
He considered taking advantage of the detectives, since the hitman never showed up. So if he called for help, he would charge into the lab, not knowing anything about the security system,
But I did know.
and thereby acquire the corpse he needed as his decoy.
So his plan went awry.
That seems overly complicated. Like those guys who overthink asking girls out.
Well, he couldn't have used another researcher. Someone would have noticed their absence. He needed visitors. People from outside to pull it off.
All right, well, with that, we're going to call it an episode for YouTube here. That's a little bit grim. Next time, we'll take the elevator down and keep going in the Mystery Labyrinth. I'll see you then. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, let me know. Give me likes, send me comments. Remember to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Twitch, we're going to keep going.